So let's do the math. We're going to talk about my addictions.
Good day, everyone. Hope Healer here. And today I want to talk a little bit about my track record of addiction. A lot of times we do not realize that addiction is to so much more than substances. My void was I was chasing love. I was chasing feeling connected. I was chasing feeling something more than I had felt and I knew was out there. I just hadn't experienced it yet. I was so disconnected from myself at such a young age that I was constantly trying to figure out what's going to give me that dopamine boost, what's going to give me that serotonin boost, what's going to give me that level of happiness that I needed. So at just such a very young age, I had felt so unworthy and unlovable and abandoned that I was constantly trying to find where I belonged. Because I felt most of my life like I was such an outcast. I was always the blame. And I didn't belong anywhere. People needed me, but they didn't want me. Or so I thought. And I kept trying to find the balance in that because I didn't even want myself. Nobody else did. Why should I? But in the end, it's worth it. In the end, you try and figure out how to let yourself be that for yourself. Allow yourself to find that somewhere healthy. But it starts here, not anywhere else. So I kind of did a little bit of number crunching on this, and I want to go into beyond the substances. So we'll get the substances out of the way because that is secondary. That is how I was dealing with the other things. And when I say substances, this also means unhealthy food. This means other things. So, of course, I had cigarette smoking, 22 years, as a full-blown cigarette smoker from the age 12 to 34. Alcohol started at 17 for 3 years, and then at 26 for 5, so 8 years total, heavy drinking. Cocaine, I did 18 to 22, 4 years there, 26 to 32, 6 years there, 10 years total. Pain pills, morphines and Roxys, or any kind of pain pill I could get a hold of that was snortable. Mostly Roxy and morphine though, and Oxys. So 18 to 21, 3 years, and 25 to 30, 5 years, 8 years total. Methamphetamines, I didn't start until I was 30 years old, and I did for 6 years straight. The addiction to porn was for 2 years in my 20s. My addiction to eating after I lost my daughter was from 25 to 27, 2 years. So the longest ongoing addictions that I had was to self-sabotage. That was almost 30 years. Helping others to escape my own feelings of loneliness and pain and making others happy. People pleasing, avoidant myself, escapism, rescuing others, and searching for the love that I needed in empty people, toxic relationships, codependency, and trying to force love that I was giving people. That was 28 years of my life. The longest addiction that I had. Started at 6 years old. I'm 41. No matter how long it takes you, no matter how old you are, you're never too old to figure out what made you have those behaviors in the very first place.
The hardest addiction to get over for me was to the toxic relationships and abuse. I had normalized that. That was how I felt love. That is how I felt connected. And so I had actual detox symptoms, physical and mental, when I was trying to overcome that addiction. So it is just as real as anything else.
It takes a lot to sit with yourself and go, man, where did this come from? Because somebody doesn't go, I'm just going to wake up and be an addict one day. You don't wake up and go, hey, I'm going to choose to be abused today. It doesn't work like that. There's something inside of us. There's a void. There's something that we've been avoiding. There's something that we're trying to fulfill that we lacked. Just know it's never too late. You can always turn something around today, right now, and have a whole different life in the next year, 2 years, 5 years. And sometimes it takes a long time. Like I said, I've had these addictions, and I've tried and tried time and time again, over and over and over. Then one day, I felt worthy. And I knew that I was worth it. So it stuck. And it's never too late.